Hello, Poker Savvy. Andrew Brokos here with the second video in my World Series series. This is based on my play during the 2008 main event of the World Series of Poker. If you've seen the first part of this, I gave a little bit of introduction. So we're going to start here with hands that I played on days 3 and 4, and I'll try to give you a little information about the table. I should warn you up front, though, these hand histories are recreated from notes that I was taking during my play in Las Vegas and just from my recollection. So it's very possible that I got some bet sizes wrong or some stack sizes wrong, maybe even positions and things like that wrong. I took down as much information as I could, and with the help of the people at Poker Savvy, I've tried to recreate that as accurately as we can here. I also know I'm not the one who does it, but my understanding is it's a pretty painstaking process to create these animatable hand histories just based on my sketchy notes. So I hope you'll forgive us if there are any tiny inconsistencies or you see people jumping seats at the table or something. We're doing our best with a pretty tricky setup, and I think we've been able to preserve the important parts of this information, and hopefully this will turn out to be an interesting and educational series for you. So let's dive right in. I started off day 3 in not particularly good shape. I was down to 54,000 chips, which was pretty well below. I think the average was maybe in the neighborhood of like 80 or 90,000. So not in particularly great shape. Something like 25 times the big blind. We started at 1,000, 2,000 blinds on day 3. So I was not in great shape, but I wasn't in terrible shape yet. I was just kind of waiting for an opportunity to make something happen. There are two players of note at the table right now. The first is Brandon Adams, who you may have heard of. I had heard of him. I didn't know much about him at the time that I was playing with him, and so a decent amount of what I know about him is based on having played all of day 3 with Brandon. I knew that he was a fairly successful live high-stakes cash game player, and that was about all that I knew about him. I since learned, and you'll see in some of these videos, he was quite aggressive. I might even say a little more aggressive than would be optimal. And not that I'm really the right person to be calling people out for that, based on my play from the first 2 days. But I feel like he was maybe even a little bit over-aggressive. And initially that was kind of tricky for me to handle. But once I got a handle on it, I think I managed to, this hand actually, I believe occurred something like an hour and a half into the day. And I already had a little bit of a sense that he was going to be aggressive in